Hello, welcome back to my channel. I think this was well overdue and I've been meaning to do this for a hot minute, but I'm gonna read some books off of the book series I'm in the middle of, and these would be series that I actually do have the next book of, not the books that I'm waiting on, because then that list will be so much longer than it actually is. But I have got four book series that I want to read in this reading vlog and cut down on the book series that I'm in the middle of, because that list was so much longer than I thought. I do have a I do have a video on my channel talking about all the books I'm in the middle of, and this is where I do have the next book. And this would be the book series where I do have the next book in the series and I haven't gone to it yet. After watching that video, I realised there was 2 more book series that I'm in the middle of, but it was too late, so I'm going to pretend that doesn't count. But I have 4 book series that I want to knock out, get off my TBR, and I've actually already started, but one of the main ones is Anathema and Eldritch. Does this count? Kind of. I mean, this wasn't on the original list because Eldritch literally just came out, but I mean, it's October and I just really want to read a Keri book in October, and with her newest release it was the perfect time. So I am actually in the midst of reading Anathema. I am like 100 pages into it, and this is just a reread in preparations for Eldritch, and although I remember some of what happens in it, I just want to reacquaint myself to make sure that I have all the information before diving into book 2. And it just means I get longer with Keri within this world and with these characters and with Keri writing. We're going to start this reading vlog with the Eating Wood series, and I'm so excited for book 2 and just really dreading it because I've been trying to avoid spoilers like no tomorrow. So I want to read this as quickly as possible so that I can be on the same page as everyone else and no longer have to dodge spoilers like I'm dodging dodgeballs. I don't know. Another series that I want to read is Iron and Embers and Thorns and Fire. I did actually prepare this book to be read with all my tabs because I want to annotate, but then Eldritch came out and I wanted to prioritize that over this, even though I really want to get to this, but this is what I will read next. Iron and Embers and Thorns and Fire, and I'm going to annotate Iron and Embers. To be quite honest, I don't really want to annotate another book right now because I'm in the midst of annotating a pretty heavy book, which you will see on my vlog. Well, it's alchemized, so that reading vlog should already be out if you're interested in watching that. But yeah, I just don't really want to annotate 2 books right now, so this will be read after I read Anathema and Eldritch, by which time I should have finished alchemized, but we shall see. Another book series that I want to get to is the Eversea series, the Ever King and the Ever Queen. I've already read the Ever King, so I don't need to reread this since I literally read it like 2 weeks ago, but I do really want to read the Ever Queen because I want to read it while everything's still fresh in my brain, and because I've heard more people liked the Ever King than the Ever Queen, and I just want to read it quite quickly because I'm really anxious to see what happens after the ending of the Ever King. And I really love this world, I really love these characters, I really love the way LJ Andrew writes. So yeah, this is just on my priority TBR for this month anyway, so it's another book series that I want to get through quite quickly. Last but not least, the Interconnected Duology, Nevermore and Evermore by Brandon. Again, this is another book series that I want to annotate. I've already started annotating Nevermore when I did it on my first read, which I very rarely do. I know there's more annotating to be done, so I want to reread it again, do some more annotations, and just make sure that I have all the information before diving to Evermore. I also want to see if there's any clues that I missed, because the way this ended, it blew my mind. I really don't understand how I didn't see that coming, because it seemed like it should have been quite obvious. So I want to see if Miranda Lynn put any clues throughout the story of Nevermore before I dive into Evermore. And yeah, this is definitely a series I really want to get to because I love it so much, and I need to see how everything works out, and I want to understand what went wrong and what I'm missing, because that was so out of left field. So We have the Nevermore and Evermore. We have the Everseas series. We have the Ashes of Thesma series. My laptop just scared the shit out of me. And then we have the Eating Woods series. So quite a lot of books to get through, minus one. But we'll see how this reading vlog goes, because this may end up being quite a long reading vlog. So maybe I'll have to cut it down some way, but I'm really excited to get through all these books. And honestly, I don't know how long this is going to take me. This is going to be very, very interesting, to say the least. Maybe I should cut out one of the books out of my TBR, but we'll see. We'll read what we can, and I will give you updates along the way. I flew through Anathema, so I did not update you how that went. But it was a reread, and it was as phenomenal as the first time I read it. I just love Keri Lake's writing. It's so in-depth and so easy to fall into while also having so many elements. I freaking love it. But I have picked up Eldritch, and I am currently 38 pages in. This is as good as Anathema. Sometimes the first book is good and the second book doesn't quite live up to it. So far, saying that only 38 pages in, so far this is living up to it. I'm loving it. I'm loving being back with these characters and getting to read a Keri Lake book for the first time. I don't know how long it's going to take me to get through this, because I am still in the midst of finishing off one of my other reads, and it's so heavy that it's taking me longer to read anything else. But I'm sure that will change, because I am in the midst of finishing that, and then I'm going to devote my time to this. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to how this goes, and I'm not looking forward to the emotional devastation that I'm sure Keri Lake is going to put me through. But I have a lot of questions right now, and we're starting to get answers, so hopefully this will open up a bit. Cannot believe how long it's taking me to read Eldritch, but I think I'm like on to week 2 of reading this book, and I am only 430 pages in. I just want to say, this is very different vibes to Anathema. I jaw-dropping moments constantly. I feel like I'm saying this a lot at the moment, but staring at the page thinking, what the fuck happened to this story? Because this has taken a turn that I wasn't expecting, didn't want, confused about, among many other things. But to say the least, I'm not enjoying this as much as Anathema. It's actually so disappointing at how much this has taken a turn compared to Anathema. While I enjoy the plot and the magic, I'm not enjoying the characters so much. I just don't get along with their line of thinking, and these flashbacks to the past, while enlightening, I don't think is doing very much to the story. I think we pretty much know what happened in the past. Now, I will say there was a very important part of these flashbacks that I was so utterly confused about, because I was like, if this is true, how has this happened and neither of them realised? But it does get answered. So I guess I'll take back what I said. The past flashbacks do have a point, now that I understand them. I probably should have thought that through first before saying it, but the flashbacks do have a point. Don't really like the path that it took to explain that. Like, I didn't really expect the explanation as to why it was forgotten, and the whole role. It's like so hard to explain what I'm talking about and why I'm having issues with it without actually being able to explain the story. But there is a main aspect to the flashbacks that I was confused about, and I was kind of like, oh, well, that sucks, because I really thought that, you know, the main character was an important part of the story. The story is the main character, and I didn't expect it to be the other way around. And yeah, kind of feeling a bit about that. And I'm not really understanding both of the characters. I don't know. I feel like I'm just going to be in this hole of I don't know if I like this or if I like this until I finish this book and things get more explained, because at the moment I'm living in limbo and I'm being told things, but I'm not understanding their role in the story and why it's important and what's going to happen and what this means until I get to a point where it is explained. But I don't know, there's just certain points of this that I'm just not really enjoying, and I'm just like, it's taken such a weird turn. I mean, Anathema is my first Keri Lake book. I haven't read anything other by Keri Lake, so I don't really know if this is like normal for her stories. But yeah, not totally loving it, not hating it for sure. It's just that I'm not super excited to pick this up every time, because I'm just, yeah, I don't really know how to explain this. This is not the way I thought this was going to go. I'm very confused. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to get more into this and hopefully it will be more explained, because I genuinely could not tell you what I'm thinking right now, because I don't even know what I'm thinking right now. So leave it at that. I finished Eldritch by Keri Lake. This took me 10 days to finish. Meanwhile, I will admit that I've been reading books in between, but I was not expecting Eldritch to take me so long to read. That is not to say that I did not like this. I really did like this, but it just took a turn that was so dark and so heavy. I felt like I needed breaks from it. I feel like I needed to digest and go outside and look at the sky and, you know, see some light at the end of the tunnel. But yeah, this was a really good second book. I do prefer Anathema to Eldritch, just because I think Anathema was lighter, was a lot lighter. But I will say, I feel like this is a really good second installment in the Eating Woods trilogy. I think this was a really good way to open up the MMC to us, to really have us connect to the MMC and have his backstory and really be able to see how he became who he is. But also, I think another reason why I didn't like this as much as Anathema is there was parts in this that had me so confused, and I was like, I don't understand the point of this, because they don't remember this. Did this actually happen? Did it not? Did they just not remember? Like, why is this happening? But Keri Lake was smart. She had us on our toes. She wanted to keep us guessing, and then she fed us the information later on, and I was like, oh, right, okay, this was done on purpose. That makes sense. I should have trusted in you. And yeah. But I really, really did enjoy this. It did take me longer, but it's so much darker. It's so much heavier than Anathema. And I really think that you should read the trigger warnings before picking this up, because it is a lot darker than Anathema, and there's a lot of elements in here. But it just made the characters so real. Not that because they had to go through that to be real, but to see those insights into the past and to understand the development and how they got where they are and why they're struggling with certain things. It really just helped us understand instead of becoming so frustrated with the characters. And yeah, it was really heartbreaking and gut-wrenching, and yeah, it just added a whole nother element and a whole nother emotional devastation to this book. But yeah, reading Alchemized and then reading this, not the best way to go, because that is a lot, but I didn't really know that going in, so just be aware that it's not, I don't know, it's not on par, but they both explore very dark elements, and it's very emotional and gut-wrenching, and yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. But yeah, this was a 4-star. This was absolutely phenomenal, and I really enjoyed it, and I'm really excited and scared about having the last book in the series, because obviously it's a trilogy. But yeah, I love these characters. I love this world. It's so interesting and different, and yeah, anyway, that's enough rambling. But the next book that I'm going to be reading and getting through my endless middle of series that I'm in the middle of is The Everqueen by LJ Andrews. I've already taken the DOS jacket. I've not yet started this, but I'm so excited. I'm really excited for something a little bit lighter than what I have currently been reading, and just getting back into this world and getting to these characters and seeing what happened after that plot twist, because that was really surprising. So, not surprising, but it was like I could see it coming, but I was like, I really wanted to communicate this to the characters, and I was just like inside the book, I might as well have been, because I was just so locked in. But yes, the next book I'll be picking up in this getting through series as I'm in the middle of is The Ever Queen, and it's the last book in the interconnected duology. I do have The Mist Thief, so I don't know if that counts, but I'm not counting it. It probably does because it's an interconnected series, but I'm not counting it because I have so many other books that I need to get through. So gonna read The Ever Queen, and I will give you an update when I am at some part through this. Duologies. I'm 171 pages in, and I don't really know how this is going to resolve itself in one book, or if it's kind of resolved and then the main plot continues in book 2, because I just don't think there's enough pages for it to be continued right now. I'm done with The Ever Queen. The first interconnected duology is now complete, and I am that much closer to finishing most of the books on my book series I'm in the middle of, and I absolutely love this series. I love the world LJ Andrew has built up and ingrained in my brain. It was so easy to fall into, and everything was so detailed and vivid. It was so easy to imagine, and I'm so excited for the next set of duologies, because there are so many hints as to what the plot line is going to be. There are so many hints to before the end of what was going to happen, and obviously I know who the next character is going to have the book based off on, if that made any sense at all. But I just I had my suspicions, and then I was right, and I was like, damn it, I was right. I'm so happy, and I just had a ball, and I'm so excited for the next set of duologies and what it means, more insight into that whole element of everything and what the plot is going to be, because while I know a part of it, we don't really know the main plot, and I'm just so excited on what it's going to mean. So book 2 in this reading book series I'm in the middle of is now complete, and I am now into Iron and Embers by Helen Scheurer. I am already 64 pages in. I am currently annotating, so it's taking me a little bit longer. But knowing what I know how the book ends, it's a little bit frustrating in the beginning because you have to get through so much, and it's I know how things are going to go. Why are your eyes not opening? And it's they don't know. I know they don't know at that point yet. So it's just having to get through that first bit of being super frustrated with the characters and wanting to ring their bell, shake them up. So yeah, but I'm super excited. I'm so excited to be back in the Ashes of Thesma series. I have book 2 to read as well as book 1, which is a reread obviously, but I'm including in this because I do have to reread book 1 before I get into book 2, just to refresh myself, even though I'm pretty sure I remember everything that happens. But I did also really want to annotate this edition. And then book 3, I have received my first notification from Waterstones that they're waiting on stock, so that should be coming really soon, and I will probably include it in this vlog, and it will be wrap up the trilogy. So yeah, gonna read book 1, start book 2, and then I'll probably read book 3 towards the end of this, because it's not gonna come for at least 2 weeks, and I still have to read Neverkeep. Nope. Evermore. I still have to read Evermore in this vlog, which I'm so excited about, but I'm so dreading because it means it's over, and I just don't know how to accept that it's over, especially even with this series. Like, the trilogy is already pretty much wrapped up. Like, it's done, it's over. There's no more wait for any more books. I don't know how to accept that. But yeah, having a grand old time, just trying to keep my frustration with these characters in check, because I'm like, you guys are silly, you're being stupid. I know how you feel about each other, you know how you feel about each other, but you're just not accepting and you're not talking about it. And poor Torch, he goes through so much and he just puts up with so much, and I'm just like, can I keep you? I want to keep you. But yeah, super excited to be reading and finishing this trilogy, but also like apprehensive because of the fact that it's going to be done and I don't know how to be okay with that. I'm really hoping Helen Scheurer comes out with a book pretty quickly because I just love the way she writes. I love how atmospheric and depth and vivid and easy to fall into it is, and she just puts, you can really tell, like, she's a master at her craft. She knows what she's doing. So yeah, that's an update so far on Iron and Embers. My reread of Iron and Embers is done. I didn't annotate as much as I thought I would. I don't feel like this series is overly annotatable. Is that even a word? I don't know if that's a word, but I don't think this is a series I can annotate really well, just because I get so sucked into the story that I forget to annotate, and I just want to like get to the next piece. I don't want to stop and add a tab or highlight. Like, I just consume this at such a rate, and honestly, I had the best time. Did I give you any update? I did not, but I'm sorry. I love this series so much. Every time I just fall into it, I forget about everything, and I just have the best time. Now, the one thing about the series that stands out so vividly from my first read was the ending, and having to read that again was absolutely heartbreaking, and I really can't deal with the way this ended. It was absolutely gut-wrenching, and it's just like you have so much that you're rooting for with them, and you're just kind of waiting for them to like have that fuck it moment, and then he did, and you'll see it, and he did, and then it all gets torn away from you, and it's just like, why? I mean, I know why, but it's just like, oh, why can't they be happy after everything that's happened in the Legends of Thesmar series and now in the Ashes of Thesmar? Why can't they be happy? But I digress. I have finished my reread of Iron and Embers, which means it is time for my read of Thorns and Fire. I have actually started this, and I can't believe the series is over. Like, I have the final book now. After this is all I have left, and then I'm gonna have nothing left in the series. I'm gonna be done with the series. I'm gonna be done with these characters. And the thing I loved most about these characters, the thing I loved most about this series is the fact that we got to see some of our favourite characters from the Legends of Thesmar. We got to have a closer look at them. We got to really see those found family. We really got to see how they were all doing after the Shadow War. And now this is it. I'm really praying that there will be more books in this world, because I absolutely adore this world. This is one of the very few fantasy worlds that I just would consume any and every series that gives me more time in this world. I love the way it's set up, I love the magic system, I love the characters that we get introduced to, and I do think there's a lot more adventure to be had in this world. But I have commenced my Thorns and Fire read. This is the first time I'm reading the series, because I did put it off since I knew that the third book was coming out so much quicker. I think this whole series came out within a year. Yes, because I read this for the first time in February, and now we're in November and we have all 3 books. That is insane. I love it so much, and it's just, yeah. But we are currently following these characters in the continuation of the plot, and there's these other elements that are coming in, and there was one element that came in when Ren had to go find an ingredient in her homeland, and I was not expecting that. I'm really, really, really curious. Like, I am biting at the bit to find out why all of that's happening and what changed, because I just, obviously it's a huge blip in the plot, because it's like it's so important and we don't really understand. And I'm also like trying to guess who the villain is, but it's so hard. Like, every time I think, is that it? Is that who it is? Is that it? No. Is it that? No. This is going to be a very quick read. I plan to finish this in 2 days, because the read along for Silver and Smoke starts this Friday, the 7th of November, and I'm really, really excited. I think it's going to be so much fun. It's my first time doing a read along with a publisher and a bunch of new people, so I'm really excited about that. But that means I have to finish this before Friday, which is going to be so easy, because this is like 300 pages long, 400 pages long, and I'm already 100 pages in. I made the mistake of annotating of deciding to annotate this on my first read, and I'm honestly not happy about it, because so much stuff is happening, so many things. It's just like, I've got my head in the book and I have to keep pulling myself out to annotate and to highlight, and I'm just like, I just want to read this, I just want to consume this, I don't want to have to stop every time something's happening. I'm like, oh right, I need to annotate this, I need to stop. And that's why I hate annotating on the first read through. So gonna finish this tonight, maybe. It's Thursday, so kind of have to, but I will give updates and I will see you then. Listen, I love the way Helen Scheurer writes. It just feels like I'm with a friend and I'm reading with them. Just the way that she could really bring you into the brain of a character and make you feel like you're their best friend and you're privy to all their secrets, and I love it so much. I'm 50% the way through this now. Why? 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 Three books I am in the middle of, and do you know what, I've decided that if I do all the books I intended to do for this vlog, which is the Everqueen, Iron and Embers, Thorns and Fire, Smoke and Silver, because it actually ended up coming up while I'm in the midst of this vlog, which I wasn't expecting, and then Nevermore and Evermore, this vlog is going to be like 1 billion hours long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split this into 2 parts. I am going to read, well, I've already read The Everking, Iron and Embers, Thorns and Fire, which I just finished in this vlog, and I'm going to include Smoke and Silver since it's the 3rd and final book in this trilogy and it counts. And then in part 2 I will read Nevermore, Evermore, and I want to read the Blood, I can't remember what the first book is called, but it's now a completed trilogy and it's been on my TBR for quite a while now. So that really needs to get read. So I think I'll do those books in part 2, and then this will be my final book for this part 1 of the vlog. And I am currently 22 pages in. I literally just started it, and it's so bittersweet because I know it's over. This is it. This is the final book, but we're still in the midst of we're in the depth of the plot at this point, and I don't know how it's going to resolve itself in this many pages. And it sucks because these characters deserve the world. They have been through it, and every time I think that they've gotten past that boulder, they've gotten over that hump in the road, there's a even bigger one that comes up, and I'm just like, can my favourite characters not get a break, like, for a second, please? As you may have seen last night, I was going through it. It had been so much for the past 2 books, and just when I thought that things were going to be good. I mean, I knew that we still had the plot and the battle, the bulk of it coming, but I just wanted my characters to have a break, and they didn't, and I was so I genuinely thought I was gonna sob. I didn't, but I did think I was gonna cry because I was just so frustrated and sad. And the way Helen writes, you really feel what the character, it feels so real. Like, you feel like you're inside their heads, and their feelings are just so real. But alas, I needed to pick this up today because I am doing the read along with Book Break, which is part of Pan Macmillan, or they're doing something with Pan Macmillan, I don't know. But today, which is Friday the 7th, we have to read the first 10 chapters. I have to try to make myself not go ahead of it because every day there's a prompt, so it takes a week for us to get through this, which is going to be really hard to put this down when we're in the midst of a plot. So if I read ahead, it's not my fault, but I am planning on picking up Nocticadia, so I'm hoping that would help with being able to put this down. But yeah, as I said, I'm 22 pages in. Things are still being figured out. You know, we had this huge plot twist in the last book, and now the characters are having to deal with the aftermath of that. And I love Torge. I love him so much. He is such a big sweetheart. He's such a lover. He's a protector. He's a fighter. He is just absolutely everything. I love him so much. I don't know, like, I'm so tied between if I love him more or Wilder more, which is the male main character from the last set of books, which is the Legends of Thesma, and I just don't know who I love more. Like, Torge is way, you're really in the depths of his feelings with Ren, and Wilder, you didn't really get all that much. You did, but not as much as you're getting with Torge, and yeah, I just love him so much, and I'm just heartbroken for him. So I'm 4 chapters in, and I need to read another 6 chapters for today, so I'm going to get into that, and I'll let you know how that goes. 191 pages in, and this is the last book in the trilogy. Things are just getting worse and worse and worse. I don't really understand how everything's kind of supposed to work itself out. I can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, and that scares me, because I just feel like something really bad's gonna happen, and I don't know what that means for my favorite characters. I'm just really hoping we don't lose any of them, and I just don't think that's realistic, to be quite honest. Like, this is like 200 pages, and then that's it. This trilogy is over. Wait, can we take a minute for the... Wow, you really can't see the tabs. The tabs on here. This is like the most tabbed books. This is the most tabbed book in the trilogy. I just have so many things and thoughts and feelings, and it's just... have 150 pages left on the last book in part 1 of my series, reading books series that I'm in the middle of, and I feel like the series is going to be never ending at this point, because that's what my TBR is, never ending. But I'm going to buckle in and I'm going to finish this off today. There is still one more day in the read along, I think, for this book, but it's been torture having to read the set number of pages and then put it down. So I'm giving in to my desire to finish this, and that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to bang this out and wrap this vlog up, because I fear this may be the longest reading vlog I've ever done. So I'm going to lock in and wish me luck, because I'm kind of scared how this is going to end. I fear for the worst, and I don't know how to feel about it. It's time to wrap up this reading vlog. I feel like I've been filming this for the longest time, because I've read quite a few books in this reading vlog, but I finally finished Silver and Smoke last night, and it was really bittersweet to say goodbye to these characters all over again, with a whole new set of perspective, well, with a whole new perspective that we got, and a whole new plot line, and more of the world was explored, and we really got to see these characters, well, a different set of characters in a more intimate way, and really be inside their head and kind of understand them better. And it's sad to wrap up another series. I mean, I love the way this ended. I think this was perfect. It was such a good trilogy. It was the perfect amount of books, I think. I don't think this would needed any more books. And I love Ren and Torge. I love them so freaking much. And there was just so many moments where I was like, oh my god, on the edge of my seat, gripping the book, hoping for the best. And I really went through it all through this series, and yeah, I loved it so much. And yeah, Helen Scheurer has done it again, another 5-star series to add to my collection. Blood and Steel, well, The Legends of Thesma and The Ashes of Thesma are both 5-star series to me, and I love everything Helen Scheurer puts out. I don't think there's a single book that I think would ever be rated below like a 4-star, if even less than 4.5. But that's it. This is over. This is part 1. I am going to do continuous reading vlogs, mostly because it's initiative to actually get through book series that I am in the middle of, having had the next book in the series, and I have so many. but I am planning on doing a reading vlog for the Lady of Darkness series and the Legacy series, because we obviously have the Legacy series wrapping up on the 25th of November and I am so behind. The likelihood that my pre-order comes on time is very, very low, especially since she's still indie published in the UK, I believe. So I really don't think it's going to be coming on time. So I think I have a bit of leeway, but I'm still mega behind, and I'm still reading the Gods and Monsters series. That's taking me so much longer than I planned. But thank you so much for joining me on this reading vlog. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you would like to see more of this, please comment. I mean, I'm planning to anyway, but I don't know when the next one will be. So if you do like content like this, please let me know, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!